Do you want to sing first, or do you want me to sing first?
Happy fast birthday, pizza, games, and cakes.
Open all your presents until your tummy aches.
You are 1 year older on your special day.
And when this song is over,
You'll be on your way.
Okay, now we can do the actual script part. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your BFF Snowy Oreo 663 here, right now. And today I'm joined by my good friend, Kira.
Hi, I'm Kira, and I've done a bit of YouTube before, but that's my first video again in a long time, so hi.
Kira is a FNAF fan like me, and since the movie is coming out soon, we figured we would take a walk down memory lane and look at all the previous Five Nights games.
Well, not all of them. You can make me talk about Freddy in space.
Okay, you know what? That's fair.
Just the 10 mainline FNAF games, only the one that connect to the overall lore of the games.
So that gives us FNAF 1 through 4, Sister Location, Pizzeria Simulator, Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted, FNAF AR Special Delivery, and Security Breach.
And we are going to count the DLCs in the rankings. They get lumped in with whatever game they are from.
Right, and our personal lists will be different from each other, as well as different from yours. So that's okay, just remember that everyone has opinions, but my opinions are objectively correct.
No, I'm objectively correct.
No, you aren't, but just for you, I'll let everyone see your personal ranking at the end, even though this video follows my list. We'll start from the bottom and work our way to the best.
I sure hope the worst game isn't FNAF Security Breach.
The worst game is FNAF Security Breach.
I mean, I don't think it is the absolute worst personally. They took a whole new type of gameplay, and the idea behind it is amazing.
Yeah, I like the thought and intention of it, but this game doesn't really feel like a Five Nights at Freddy's game. It doesn't even have 5 nights.
The FNAF vibe sort of got lost here.
Yeah, and the story just became a convoluted mess. We had closed the book on the first era of FNAF with the final ending of William Afton, and the movement in a new direction, and the introduction of a new villain with Vanny. She seemed like she'd be a great addition to the series, a follower of Afton who could carry on his legacy once he's gone.
But Afton doesn't stay dead. He is basically that one housefly you killed, but he keeps coming back. It throws a wrench into the lore of the games and feels like an insult.
Even without that ending, the game itself is just a mess. You're constantly tasked with going this way, going that way, going to get this thing, getting that thing.
It's pretty slow paced, to be honest. That really annoys me. The other games were constant action, even on the earlier nights when not much happened. There was always something to do. Here you just slowly walk from one end of the giant map to the other, all while avoiding robots that have combined IQ of a bag of shredded fucking cheese.
Don't get me started on those staff bots that materialize out of nowhere and get you killed. The game is a frustrating mess, and that isn't even mentioning all the bugs. This game glitches so much that it's actually physically impossible to play without seeing a single glitch. And no, I'm not exaggerating.
Characters teleport, clip through walls, T-pose, disappear, and have their assets just start spinning. The UI constantly bugs out, audio plays where it isn't supposed to, and walls are just straight up able to be walked through.
Despite the patches to the game, it's still glitchy as all hell, and the fact that the game is as large of a file as it is mean it should work properly. But we can't have nice things, can we, Kira?
Well, we do have a nice thing, and that's Ruin.
Okay, fair enough. The Ruin DLC isn't half bad. It actually makes the location scary, the animatronic designs are frightening, and the story feels more linear with everything, instead of just a wild goose chase.
And it makes the William Afton ending non-canon.
Which just makes it even more pointless.
But Ruin adds more of what Security Breach did well. It gives more personality and characters to these robots, who are usually just antagonists, and nothing more. Each animatronic has a full personality, backstory, and character. My favorite FNAF character, who is Roxanne, gets more time to shine in this DLC, even being the emotional heart of it all, and goddammit, I loved it. And we also have the reveal of what happened to Glamrock Bonnie, and the romance between him and Freddy. I love a little gay story, gotta be honest. All of that is well done, subtle, and very wholesome.
But then we get to the Mimic.
The what?
The Mimic from the end of the game.
Oh, did they reveal its name?
No, the name comes from the books.
What the fuck? There are books?
And that's my biggest problem. The idea of the Mimic is an interesting one, but the fact that it comes from a spin-off book series makes it super inaccessible to newer fans of the series. Most people don't even know the books exist. Some lore hints have been dropped in the books before, mainly like William Afton's name or the introduction to Henry and Charlie. However, those things weren't crucial to understand the game's story, or were revealed later in the games in a way that didn't require you to read the books to find out. If you didn't read all of the Tales from the Pizzaplex stories, you would have no idea who the Mimic was. ghosts. That makes the ending feel pretty weak.
And the fact that he was supposedly there the whole time, even way back in FNAF 1.
Right? It's so outlandish. While yes, Security Breach gives us more character, a beautiful location, and a new take on the series, we still have to get through the bugged graphics and terrible storytelling. That's why it's my least favorite game in the series.
We talked for a long time about that one. I was sort of occupied the whole time, watching a weird, endless skeleton stare at me from inside my room? Is that normal? Should I do something about it?
Well, don't worry, Kira. There's an app for that.
So, what? To play FNAF AR? I just stand here with my phone and press the shock button?
Yep.
And once I do that?
Do it again.
Well, that is stupid as fuck!
But hey, you can make Chica look like the Statue of Liberty!
Why in the damn hell would I want that?
So you can buy the marketable plushie that goes with it!
Snowy, shut the fuck up.
I mean, some of the characters have voice lines.
Are they any good?
I don't know, maybe.
And are you telling me this one is canon?
Yeah, it's canon to the William Afton ending of Security Breach.
I'm going to tear out Liberty Chica's innards.
Understandable reaction. Hey Kira, did I ever tell you that I have a major sound sensitivity?
No way! Me too!
Yeah, like how when you have a super quiet scene where you have to listen carefully to try to hear what's going on, and then a loud noise happens.
And you completely shut down and nearly die?
Yeah! Wow, we're pretty similar in that regard.
That's really cool!
Anyway, want to play Five Nights at Freddy's 4?
Sure.
And then they both died.
In all seriousness, this is the reason I'm not a big fan of FNAF 4. The jump scares in the other games never really bothered me to this extent because sound was never really a factor that you had to pay attention to. And even if it was, such as the vent noises from FNAF 2 or 3, the noises you were listening for were loud enough that you didn't have to turn your volume to max to have the smallest chance of hearing.
I could never get into liking this game. Gameplay-wise, it is not my favorite, and the characters aren't that great. I do think it is pretty scary, which is a plus. But part of that scariness comes from the sound stuff, which, yeah, can be a lot.
This was the only FNAF game to ever actually scare me, specifically with Nightmare Chica.
But hey, maybe it's all a dream!
That's another thing I'm not a big fan of. This game was meant to be the end of the series after FNAF 3 failed to please, and it was seriously hinting at the fact that all of the games were just dreams. There's an overwhelming amount of evidence for this, and I don't even really think that's a bad idea.
But after this location was released, all of that just got retconned. It's not a dream anymore, and now all of this evidence pointing towards a dream theory is dead weight. Just left here to confuse new theory makers, and much of the stuff we see in this game is just useless in the current day.
I guess I like the idea of the crying child protagonist, the hints of William Afton's family, as well as the memes about the bite of 87.
Was that the bite of 80?
Not gonna lie, we forgot this game existed when we made the original script for this video.
Ultimate Custom Night is still good though.
Is it though?
Well, I like it. I love the whole customization that you can do, and how you can challenge yourself, but it can also be a nightmare if you go too far. Which I am obsessed with. It never gets boring because of how much you can do.
Well, as somebody who completely sucks at playing video games, I just find this one okay. It's brought down a lot by the actual lack of horror, as well as the painfully terrible jump scares. Most are just shaky JPEGs of the character's face, or their model spinning around just a couple seconds too long to take you off guard.
We got a lot of voice acting in this one. Many characters got awesome as hell voices for the first time.
Yeah, and I did like the voice acting, most of the time. I don't particularly care for the voice acting in the cutscenes, or the cutscenes as a whole. They make no sense to me, and just felt like they were there to tease lore, but also gauge a reaction from the fan base.
Somehow, this game is actually canon.
And I'm honestly glad it is. We're playing as William Afton stuck in hell, being tormented by Cassidy, the child in the Golden Freddy suit. I love that so much. And all it does is make me wish the game series ended here, or at least this chapter of the story.
Do you remember where it was supposed to end?
Oh no, my ventilation is out and so are my cameras! I'm about to get jump scared!
Look out! Springtrap is coming!
Oh no! Oh no!
Wait, what was that?
I think I died.
But he didn't even do anything. He just walked up to you like he was going to ask you if you had any spare change.
Well, apparently I didn't, and that's why I died.
This neighborhood is really going to
So, FNAF 3. Not a bad game by any means. I really enjoy this one, although it isn't perfect. The jump scares are pretty weak and the environment is pretty ugly.
But it's supposed to be ugly. This game's atmosphere is amazing and super scary. This location is a perfect place to set a game like this. And Springtrap is also a perfect villain here. He's everything, I swear.
That's true. Springtrap is downright amazing. He's very scary, his design is haunting, backstory is horrific, and his movements make me jittery. Like when he's shown to just disappear behind your monitor in the blink of an eye, or peek around a corner just to slip away when you look at him. Awesome stuff.
This was also the first FNAF game to have multiple endings. Sure, there are technically only 2, but this adds a replayability element to it. Seeing people's reaction to what they believe is the end of the story and then they are greeted with a text, "Bad ending," is always awesome.
What? Bad ending? What do you mean bad ending?
I do wish the way to get the good ending wasn't so convoluted. I get the idea of it, but some nights you have to play 3 different minigames, and the instructions on how to get them to work are just a bit silly. I understand the message here to click on certain cupcakes or poster, but to give us a string of numbers is not enough information when you want us to click on random tiles on the wall like a keypad.
But the ending is so worth it. Seeing the purple guy die as well as seeing the children's soul find peace is one of the best things FNAF gave us. I know the story was originally supposed to end here, and I'm glad it didn't. But I really love this final screen. It feels like a great note to end on.
Sadly, the bad ending is canon thanks to the retcons. Overall, FNAF 3 is a really good game with a nice atmosphere and plenty of spooks, while also having a hopeful ending, if you don't care which ending is canon.
It's canon to me!
Speaking of endings...
I never finished playing this one, to be honest.
What? Why?
I thought it was a little confusing with how the game flowed. I like the story, but not how slow it felt.
Well, damn. Guess I'll handle this one.
You do that, meanwhile I'll try and take care of this endoskeleton.
It's still in your room?
Yeah, got bored of shocking it.
Okay. Well, my turn. FNAF 6 Pizzeria Simulator. I remember the hype around this game was through the roof. It was advertised as just a silly little simulator game before releasing to the public with no warning. And what we got was the, at the time, final FNAF game.
The frick going on?
Tying up all the loose ends. There's 3 different parts of the game: the salvage yard, the pizzeria simulator, and the office tasks. Each one is great in their own way.
The lore is a little confusing to me. Are we playing this as Michael Afton?
I think so.
And this game takes place after this location?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Why would someone hire an empty bag of skin that is rotting away? Didn't Michael get his innards scooped out?
Maybe the person who did the hiring was blind.
And didn't have a f***ing nose?
Yeah, I can understand how some would be a little confused by some aspects of this one. Some things just don't add up, like Funtime Chica, Scrap Baby's appearance, or...
What? The f*** they do to my man, Springtrap?
What do you mean? He doesn't look that bad. Oh.
They massacred him, and now he just goes around like Nedgelord that works at Spencer's.
Okay. They did Springtrap or Scrap Trap dirty in this one. I hate his voice and everything he says. I miss the days when Afton was just a serial killer and nothing more. It made him much more scary. Now he's this evil mad scientist with an over-the-top villain voice spitting out lines of cliches.
FNAF 3 is better.
At handling Springtrap maybe, but this game has many more positives.
Jump scares fucking suck.
Can I continue, please?
I don't know, can you?
Kira, shut the fuck up.
Make me?
Endoskeleton.
Oh shit!
Anyway, I like the multiple different parts of this one. It's fun to build your own pizzeria and even make choices in that segment that affects the office segment, like accepting the sponsorships. The games are also fun to playtest. I don't think Helby breaking his neck will ever not be funny to me.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy!
The games also include more lore to see and also the best soundtrack ever from the card game. No joke, I listen to this all the time while I'm editing. It's such a vibe.
How did the ending go again? The fire.
Oh, yes! The true ending sees Henry make his first appearance in the game after being hinted at in the books.
I thought you didn't like it when things introduced in the books just show up in the games.
Well, Henry explains himself enough that you don't need to know about the books to understand what's going on. He arrives and traps the animatronics along with the player in the building and sets it ablaze, finally releasing the souls of the children and sending Afton to hell.
Until security breach.
The Afton ending isn't canon anymore.
It still hurts.
This ending is beautiful and haunting. I will never get over that final cutscene as Henry gives his speech. And with the multiple other endings you can get, hidden lore that gives more character to previously established animatronics, and multiple different kinds of gameplay, you've got yourself a top-notch game that honors the franchise in a great way.
About that fire, do you think that would stop the endoskeleton?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
There is no way that is going to work. It is a load of bullshit, and I hate it a lot.
Exotic butters.
Exotic butters.
Exotic butters.
Exotic butters.
Exotic butters.
This game slaps.
Hell yeah.
I know there are a lot of people who don't like this game, and I suppose I can see why. It doesn't offer much replayability, much of the minigames are tedious, and the checkpoint system is pretty poor.
But the gameplay is much more active, and it switches things up to make sure a player doesn't get bored of doing the same thing over and over again. The narrator adds some comedy to everything while also telling you what to do, so you don't have to sit there and figure it out.
Oh yes, and the voice acting in this one was amazing. Everyone did such a phenomenal job. I think my favorite performances belong to Ballora and the Bitty Babs.
The multiple rooms and locations you go to in this game keeps everything lively and fresh. It also keeps the scares coming with different ways things can attack. Even some scares are unavoidable, such as Funtime Foxy's jump scare on night 3. I'm pretty sure that's one of a few canon jump scares.
I may or may not have based most of my personality on Funtime Foxy, which is a lot considering they are the only main robot not to speak in the game. But hey, I still love her. The game you have to play with him in Funtime Auditorium is super engaging and pretty freaky. I love seeing them in the quick flash of light twitching out. Super scary.
Funtime Foxy is the gender fluid representation we all need in our lives.
Hell yeah.
And Funtime Foxy is the best character in the FNAF universe.
Hell yeah!
Better than this endoskeleton.
This is my personal favorite FNAF game, although I don't think it's the best, obviously. The comedy, scares, variety in gameplay, and excellent story elements make it a wonderful time. There's nothing better than to see someone's first time playing this, even if they aren't familiar with any other FNAF title.
And we have Custom Night, which technically isn't custom completely as you can change the AI levels of the individual animatronics, which is weird.
But there is more game to play there. I love that this was added. This offers a new challenge to the game akin to the classic Five Nights games, with new characters added and more story revealed in the cutscenes. And the last cutscene, holy crap.
Did we talk about the minigame with Circus Baby and Errant Night?
Oop, no, those are great too. They must be completed to unlock Custom Night.
The Circus Baby minigame is a difficult obstacle to complete, but it reveals more lore and ends with a haunting jump scare that makes this game even more scary.
And Errant Night is a challenging endeavor that offers a chilling final note to end on, after we get to see the end of the soap opera while eating our exotic butters.
Exotic butters.
Exotic butters indeed. I'm gonna die for this, aren't I?
We are both going to die for this.
You wanna say it first?
Oh, hell no.
Okay, fine. Number 3 is the original Five Nights at Freddy's.
Wow, hot take. You're dead.
Alright, hear me out. I still really love this one, clearly. It made it to number 3, but no, I don't think it's the best FNAF has to offer.
It's the OG. Who doesn't like that? The fear and chills you got when you played it for the first time is just so unique and something I will never forget.
This one definitely nails the atmosphere. Unlike a game like FNAF 3, this one feels much more grounded in reality. But both of those games have excellent environments. There's something creepy about this place because it all feels nostalgic in a way. Part of you feels like you've been here before, in this exact place. All the animatronics look amazing and scary, also looking like they could reasonably be in a restaurant like this.
Foxy scared me the most. I can remember the fear when I saw him run down the hallway for the first time. And then there was the stress that came up whenever your power started to run down low. All this stuff together, it sounds like it would be too much or too complicated. But instead it works as an engaging and scary game that feels like it works with you to give that perfect challenge.
I also love how subtle the horror is in this one. Lore is sprinkled around to reveal a simple story of missing children, an unconvicted culprit, odors from the robots coupled with strange movements. It culminates in making a story clear yet not shoved in your face.
It can get a little unfair with how much RNG is needed if you lose power. It's all led up to luck if Freddy attacks you or not. Skill isn't a factor there, which makes it annoying as fuck after you play the night over and over again. Shut the fuck up.
I don't have a VR headset.
You know, if I put a headset on, I won't be able to see that creepy endoskeleton. Oh no, it's creeping up my ceiling now.
That's funny. Anyway, FNAF Help Wanted. This is actually a really good game.
Putting the scary situations of the original FNAF games in the VR world instantly makes things 10 times as scary. When playing this for the first time, I even fell down a few times because of how scary it was.
It's amazing how much the environment changes when you are able to turn 360 degrees. Firstly, it lets you just see how massive these animatronics are. And about the locations you're in, let me tell you, nothing is more scary than loading up FNAF 3 in VR for the first time and seeing the giant, gaping vent to your right. Horror that thing holds is unmatched.
At the opposite end of the building,
Oh,
work your way towards
oh,
it.
no,
As you
no.
pass the
I also like how this game has a lot of unique challenges. It isn't just the other games in VR. There's new levels inspired by some of the FNAF games, where some can be even scarier than the previous games, such as the vent repair sections with Unearth and Mangle.
On top of all that, this game has its own unique story. I don't necessarily like how it tries to turn the previous games into just, well, games, but I do like how this seems to take the story in a new direction, with a new antagonist and the manifestation to take Afton's place. I absolutely love Glitchtrap's design, and how he slowly makes his way closer and closer to you as the game progresses.
The final level in the normal game mode lets you see an abduction through the eyes of a child, and it is haunting as hell. I'm glad they don't show an actual death on screen, and instead it is left to the imagination, but the way the murderer dances around as you're stuck on stage forever will never not be terrifying in that OG FNAF way.
This game also has multiple endings, and I think each one is creepy in its own way.
The DLC for the game.
Alright, I forgot there was a DLC. Dreadbear, right?
Yep. That's how they first showed us Vanny.
Oh, right, setting her up. That was cool. I'm so glad they did much more with Vanny in the future.
Motherfucking oof.
But there can only be one winner, and both of us agree that winner is...
Balloon Boy can suck a f***ing of my say, oh it's just a
Are you done?
No, I'm gonna kill this I'm gonna kill sister, I'm gonna kill
Is that...
you
Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is the best the series has to offer, hands down. It's still able to capture that creep atmosphere of the original game while adding more in challenges, and less RNG or luck-based wins.
There are 10 animatronics that all try to come after you, and the difficulty is amped up slowly, but steady enough to give you a full challenge on each and every night. The addition of the puppet and the music box needing to be wound up makes the night even more stressful with all of the things you need to keep track of.
The minigames that play after you die also add more lore to the story, giving us a look at our first victim, how all the souls came alive again, and most importantly, a look at the killer.
The purple guy memes were born here.
And they continued on to today. There is no escape.
The game just keeps throwing things at you with new characters, new designs, new story, and a new game. It takes everything that was great about the first game and expands it in a way that makes it just better in about every way.
It's not my favorite, but I believe that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is the best FNAF game of the series.
Except for the stupid balloon boy.
Thanks so much for watching our video. I want to thank my friend Kira for joining me on this journey through the story of FNAF, discussing all of its ups and downs. I suppose she wants to give her own ranking of the FNAF games real quick, just because we had slightly different opinions.
Yes, from worst to best, I had FNAF AR Special Delivery because it's shit. Security Breach, FNAF 4, Pizzeria Simulator, FNAF 3, Help Wanted, Ultimate Custom Night, Sister Location, FNAF 1, finally FNAF 2.
We actually weren't terribly off from each other.
We vibe.
We do. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a fun comment. I'll try to respond to as many as I can. With all that said and done, I'll see you in the next one, and remember... Kira, what is that?
Huh? Oh, I decided to make friends with the endoskeleton that was in my house.
Oh, and how did that go?
Pretty well. She said her name is Eleanor, and she would love to hang out.
Wait, Eleanor? Kira, no, I know her! She's from the FNAF book! She's dangerous!
They're her FNAF books?
Kira, no!